because another standout moment was the informal return of Jack Perry. It was the Young Bucks versus FTR in their tag team ladder match for the World Tag Team titles. Jack Perry storms the ring. He rushes the ring. He knocks over, I think it was um, Dax, my bad. He knocks Dax off of the ladder. He had on a Sting mask. They took off the Sting mask. It was him. And then this Wednesday on Dynamite, he came back and attacked Tony Khan, solidifying him as the fourth member of the new elite, which comprises of him, the Young Bucks, as well as Kazuchika Okada. So I'm very, very interested to see what happens with that. But how do you feel about this Jack Perry return to AEW? Do you still believe that them airing that footage did them more harm than good?
Um, it looked desperate to me. It looked like, looking at the overall picture, it looked like they thought, okay, if we show this footage, we'll display to everyone how, unruly CM Punk is and how he could behave, and that, you know, Jack Perry was an innocent bystander, and that Tony Khan was put in a dangerous situation. Oh my God, like how could we have possibly kept this person? We made the right move. I think they wanted sympathy out of us, right? Then that didn't work because they pulled the video within 24 hours. Like they had to have seen the feedback. They were all laughing at him and not with him. Now, unless you were an AEW fan. And everyone kept talking about how Punk is about that life. Jack Perry didn't get no hits in. He looks like a punk. He looks like a pussy. Da da da. So to me, it's just odd and awkward to have now this switch where Jack Perry comes in and he wants to take down Tony Khan, and the first thing that would have crossed my brain is, are we going to get a second Tony Khan promo about how his life is at risk?
Yeah.
Is that is that in the works now? Because now you have to keep that logical consistency. Does that mean
Right.
he gets suspended again? Like what happens here? Because it, it's just it's too many logic gaps for me. A and B. Tony Khan getting jumped didn't make me as like a fan watching feel like, oh my God, that's so badass of them. It just felt like someone was like beating up an old man, because
Yeah.
Tony Khan is so small, so fragile, and clearly he has no experience doing any form of ring work. Otherwise, he would bare minimum knew how to sell something or gave more emotion and more panicking and shaking. It kind of looked like he just stood there like he just stood there like a doll or like a test dummy with his arms up and just allowed everyone to just do whatever to him. he
Do whatever
didn't
they want, right?
he didn't panic, he didn't rage. Like, I don't know. When I watched Vince McMahon get taken down, like you felt almost kind of good because like he was an asshole. Now we know that Tony Khan's not portrayed as an asshole, so they wanted the sympathy, but it just didn't feel like he. It felt like he was fine with being bullied. Like, I don't know. I feel like if you're the big boss, your peers should fear you a little bit. There should be a little bit more resistance, a little bit of fight back, Tony. I don't know. I don't know how I felt about it. It was more embarrassing and cringe than I thought it was effective. But
Hmm.
since they already wedged themselves into this situation, now they kind of had to run with it because this is all out of Tony Khan just having a lot of emotions in one moment towards Punk. Now that he put that card down, now that he put that video and that information out there and he displayed his obsession, now he has to wrap it up into a bow tie to where how can we make this make sense for storyline purposes? And I I don't I don't like it. I don't think it helps anyone or does anyone any favors. I think maybe they were just trying to counteract the fact that Jack Perry kind of looked like a punk in the video, so let's just try to make him look more edgy, considering he was edgy off screen elsewhere doing what he was doing.
Yeah.
Let's keep that consistency of making him look dominant by having him attack the boss, and let's flip that into a all AEW non CM Punk thing. It's just confusing and messy and just I don't like it. Maybe you have a different perspective or you could connect the dots with this logic.
Here's what I will say. I agree with the majority of everything that you said, as far as they've just been kind of wedged into the corner and they're just kind of doing what they can. However,
Yeah.
I do commend them because it's one of those things where it's like if you are put into this position and your back is against the wall, it's easy to retreat and it's easy to just kind of be like, "Oh, it didn't happen."
I
But it's
would.
like, you know what? We're
That's what
going
they
to
should
feed
do.
into this. We're going to buy into this. We're going to lean into this. And I feel like the footage made Jack Perry polarizing. It made Jack Perry, I don't want to say must see TV, but it made him more distinct and more special than what he was when he was just Jungle Boy. Because now I feel like as a wrestler, he has a motivating factor, right? I feel like this whole CM Punk thing and him being considered the scapegoat puts him in a position where, as an on screen character, he has something to prove. And I feel like, okay, maybe the line of logic is flawed. Maybe I don't see what everyone else is seeing simultaneously. It's like if you're going to be put into this position, you got to make the most of it. And I
Mm.
think that that's what they're doing. They're making the most of it. So I'm eager to see what's done. I still think that airing the CM Punk footage was not the best idea. I still think that that was a move that really wasn't based in any reason. They said it was for Dynasty, but it was like, okay, but like, who is Jack Perry going against at Dynasty? I mean, he knocked over FTR, but like now it's 3-on-2 and now it's 4-on-2 because he's a part of the elite. So like, who is FTR going to team up with to counteract these guys? And is it going to be a friend of CM Punk? Is it going to be someone who's in good standing with Punk? I don't know, but like, I don't know. I just feel like they are making the most of whatever they're in right now, and for that, I respect them. So, but I want to hear what you guys are saying. How do you guys feel about this Jack Perry attack on Tony Khan and his return to All Elite Wrestling? But we are moving on.